Coming up, I'll let you know how the historic winter storm of the southeast United States will bring some impacts to parts of our area. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We're your home for Caribbean weather, and it is great to see you on a Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. Do you want cooler and wetter weather? Well, guess what? That's exactly what we're going to see in the northwest areas. We'll highlight that. We've had some fast-moving showers and more wind in our eastern zones, and we'll get into the forecast as we get closer to the weekend as well. Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the leading law firm of Central Florida. They're your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They cover homeowners, condo owners, and associations across the entire state. Anything that could impact you or your property, they're there to walk you through the insurance claim process, offering free consultation and policy reviews. If you would like more information, please go to leanonmelaw.com. Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. I told you guys that there were a lot of upgrades and a lot of new and great things coming to Meteo Mundo in 2025. So we've been working behind the scenes on some hardware upgrades. It means I didn't have access to all of the equipment I normally do. So I don't have all of the graphics, the standard graphics that we normally show. So this is going to be kind of like an ad-lib, free-flowing, using the weather computer forecast here. Just so you guys know that, but let's get into it. You're looking at current temperatures here, and I have to, of course, start with what's been happening in the United States Southeast. If you haven't been paying attention or you just weren't aware, we've had historic snowfall the last couple of days. New Orleans, Louisiana, right near the coast, has had a foot of snow. Milton, Florida, in the western panhandle got 10 inches of snow as this storm system pulled through the northern Gulf Coast states. The old record for Florida was 4 inches of snow, also in Milton back in 1954, and we have just had a massive amount of snow, freezing rain, and sleet, winter weather that we just typically don't see. Temperatures are also extremely cold. It is cold where I live in Central Florida. It's only in the mid-40s, and that's a problem because now all the snow is turning to ice on roads, and there's not the infrastructure in the southern United States to treat the roads ahead of time, to plow the roads in most spots, so travel is going to be a big issue. You can see that some of the cooler air is slipping into the northwest Bahamas right now. Freeport Lucaya here on Grand Bahama has dripped into the 60s with a fairly brisk northerly breeze. You contrast that with Nassau and New Providence that are still in the lower 80s. Now, we're going to get a plunge of some cooler air coming in here, and then wetter weather will be building back into the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos and portions of Cuba as we get into Friday, and we'll look at that. The other area that's going to be directly impacted by this in the short term will be portions of the Yucatan, Quintana Roo. When I go over to the visible satellite imagery, you can clearly see the thicker cloud covers that is already in the areas, and temperatures are dropping back down to the lower 70s Fahrenheit in Cancun and Tulum areas. It's chilly, and more rain will be building in. Look at these air temperatures in the northern Gulf of Mexico. They're in the 40s, friends. Again, this was an historic storm, and there is going to be some impacts to our area. Now, in the last couple of days, we've actually had some moisture kind of sticking around the northwest side of the Caribbean. I'm going to bring on the water vapor imagery, and you can see that this little ball of moisture, this little ball of showers. Several of you who live along the Bay Islands, Utila, Roatan, Guanaja, told me that it's been a fairly dreary, wet last couple of days. Some of those showers snuck across the Belize and Guatemala coastlines as well. Now that moisture is beginning to pull away a little bit, so we should in general be drying out, and some of that could try and slip over the Cayman Islands as well. But you know, relatively speaking, this is a small area of just a few showers. We have had dry weather and warm weather for my friends in Jamaica. Kingston got up to around 88 degrees Fahrenheit for today. Montego Bay, 86. There is very rough sea conditions again, an alert for that for the offshore waters on the southern side of the island. So the winds are still cranking in, bringing some problems to area boaters. Turks and Caicos looking pretty good, drier across Haiti and the Dominican Republic for today, which has allowed temperatures to warm. It's been a breezy but relatively dry day across Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. This is the live radar out of southeast Puerto Rico right now. You can see just a couple of dots on the map. I mean, again, we've had a couple of fast-moving showers, Virgin Gorda, Roadtown, Tortola, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, excuse me, eastern sides of Puerto Rico, all with the opportunity, but there's not a lot of rain right now. That being said, shower activity is going to increase in this area very quickly tonight and overnight, and there's going to be a good batch of rain moving back in after sunset on this Wednesday. We're also seeing some fast-moving showers through the remainder of the Lesser Antilles as well, and this has been the case over the last couple of days. We talked about how strong these easterlies were going to be. Temperatures are a little bit cooler today. Look, Anguilla and St. Bart's and St. Martin and Antigua have slipped back down into the 70s, especially as these quick-moving showers have moved over the islands. If you've caught in this quick burst of rain in your area, let me know in the comments section below. Obviously, the seas are still elevated here. We have high surf advisories, small craft advisories, rip current risk, and that's going to be continuing across this area here for at least the next few days. Fast-moving showers continue to rip across Dominica and Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago. TNT do have a yellow alert number 2 for the high sea conditions that are out there. We continue with fast-moving showers near Nueva Esparta. Very windy conditions as well. As a matter of fact, let me throw on these gusts. I do want to talk about that before I move on. You can see that there have been some gusts here across the Lesser Antilles, over 30 miles an hour. Same situation in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, 20-25 from time to time. Curaçao's had some winds of over 30 miles an hour for today. It hasn't led to a lot of rain, but we have had wetter weather in the ABC Islands recently as well. So again, a few fast-moving showers are possible in this area. And then with this visible satellite imagery, you can clearly see the impacts of that front and just the cloudier conditions that's going to bring, and it's going to rip more wind and rain back towards Bermuda as well. Friends, let's get into the forecast. As we do so, thank you so much for liking this video. If you haven't subscribed to Meteo Mundo, I encourage you to do so. Both of those things really help to support the channel as we continue to grow, as we continue to bring you the newest version of Meteo Mundo with a lot more things to kind of show you guys. We're excited about it. Thank you for sharing that with your family and friends, and thank you for ways to support the channel via the memberships and super thanks in the description below. So now we're going to get into the forecast. I'm going to bring up the GFS model. We'll load this over the next couple of days and let this loop up. Let me see here, bring this out for a couple of days. A couple of spots I want to mention. First of all, again, it's going to start to get wet in our northwest areas. Now, this front is going to stall out as they typically do this time of the year in this region, and that's going to allow moisture to kind of pool, and rain chances will get higher and higher. For my friends in the Bahamas, the best rain chance is going to be on Friday, but we're still going to have some shower chances Thursday, higher Friday, scattered on Saturday, but this will go farther south and east than what we've seen the last couple of fronts bring rain. So for places like Eleuthera and Exuma and Cat Island and the Acklins and Mayaguana, even towards the Turks and Caicos as well, rain chances will be going up some. Now, it's still going to be higher in the northwest Bahamas, where places like Freeport and Walker's Key and the Abacos and Bimini and Nassau and Andros and Eleuthera could get 40 to a 50% chance for showers, but around 30% chance Thursday and early Friday isn't horrible. It's been, a little bit higher. Dealing with a little bit of a dry throat, Cuba's rain chances will also go up a bit, and you can also see that this moisture kind of extends back south and west, and that's why it's going to stay wetter for places like Cancun, Cozumel, Tulum, and then rain building back into coastal Belize, Guatemala, and the northern sides of Honduras. So maybe a bit of a reprieve, today and tomorrow in this area, but you can see the moisture beginning to develop again, and it's going to get wetter. And there could be some heavier rain from time to time as well. Scattered showers will continue across the Caribbean coastline of Central America. They won't be as, numerous. They won't be as concentrated when you get down to Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, but scattered rain will continue in these spots. I expect the Cayman Islands to catch some of these showers for even Little Cayman and Cayman Brac. So a few more showers in the forecast the next couple of days. But again, is it going to be heavy? Probably not. Is it going to be concentrated? No, but rain chances up to about a 30%. I don't expect a lot of rain for Jamaica. We're still fairly dry. Does that mean we're not getting a couple of showers with a bit of a northerly breeze? And I'll show you those winds coming up. The answer is there's absolutely a chance. Is it going to be widespread? No. So still many dry hours and locations, but especially the northern coastline, the next couple of days of Jamaica could catch some showers. After the good chance for rain tonight, across Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and even towards the Dominican Republic, rain chances will fall a bit, especially as we get into Friday and Saturday. They'll still be scattered in nature. The easterlies will still bring us some wind, but it's just not rain, but it's not going to be as concentrated as tonight. Again, if you're viewing this before early Thursday morning, more than likely there's some rain in your area right now, developing pretty quickly in these spots. And the easterlies will continue to provide fast-moving showers. In some areas of the Lesser Antilles, that's a 30 to a 40% chance. In other areas, though, from time to time, that kind of cranks up to 50 or 60, just dependent on the island and the day that we're talking about. I do think the best concentration for rain in this spots will work our way in on Friday and Saturday. Elevated sea conditions will continue. But again, is this concentrated rain? Absolutely not. But there's a good chance to catch at least a fast-moving shower from Anguilla all the way down to TNT at some point in time over the next 3 days. And in some areas, it'll be kind of a daily situation. ABC Islands, relatively dry, about a 20 to a 30% chance. But again, moisture content in this area is just not as significant, so I'm not expecting as much rain in these areas. When we look at the overall totals for rain, excuse me again, you can clearly see, and I wish I had a drink near me, but I don't, so that's my bad. But you can clearly see what the GFS model is showing here, and this for late January is some pretty darn good rainfall totals. You're talking about the opportunity for Utila. You know, I don't want to sit here and say Utila is going to get 6 inches of rain or 150 millimeters, but you get the idea that there is going to be some wet, concentrated rain situated right in this area. Even La Ceiba could get more than 4 inches. So I was very surprised at what the GFS and even the European model, I don't have that to show you, but you know, they're cranking in high totals here. 50 to 100 millimeters is almost an absolute guarantee. Then above 100 millimeters or 4 inches is absolutely plausible. And some of that heavier rain could fall as far north as Cancun. When you get towards Cozumel, again, as this front kind of stalls out, it's going to be more about the clouds and the cooler weather, but then there'll be the opportunity for some lighter showers as well. Now, I mentioned again, the northwest side of the Bahamas will have the best chance for some, decent rain totals, maybe a 1/4 of an inch or slightly higher in a couple of spots. But everyone gets in on the yak. There at least will be a few light scattered showers from time to time. Notice that even the Acklins right now is coming in as one of the spots with some heavier rain. Turks and Caicos, about 3/10 of an inch of rain there. Excuse me. And again, scattered showers here for the eastern sides of the islands. With the fast-moving easterlies, you're going to favor the eastern sides of the islands. So, more than likely places like Fajardo, Vieques, Culebra will have higher rain chances than Arecibo and the Aguadilla areas as well. There's, again, some pretty impressive rainfall totals on the eastern side of the portions of the Lesser Antilles. Barbados, 3/4 of an inch. St. Vincent, more than 1 3/10 of an inch of rain. Same thing for Guadeloupe. But everyone, again, has some scattered showers. Same thing for Trinidad and Tobago, where, again, rainfall totals could be more than 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. So I'm relatively impressed with that indeed. And then when we look at the winds, part of the story here is obviously going to be, first of all, the breeze it's going to bring, but also the elevated sea conditions that will continue. Excuse me. I mentioned how the easterlies will continue to be quite strong. Obviously, they're going to be combining with this cold front coming in that's going to push deep into the Caribbean. Winds are going to turn out of the northeast across all of the Bahamas, Cuba, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and northeasterlies go all the way down into Costa Rica and Panama. So brisk easterlies through kind of the central and southeast part of our area, and then brisk northeasterlies for everyone else, including Bermuda. But the big story is the speed of these winds. Look, the purples and the pinks are 20 to 25 mile an hour winds. I can actually bring on the text vectors. I think that's the easiest way to do it. You just have to look and see, but these are the actual wind speeds in association with those arrows. Again, purples are 20s, pinks are 25. You get to the whites, you get 30 miles an hour, right? That's relatively significant, and there's a lot of our area that's going to be seeing that. So look for elevated sea conditions to continue here. There's not a lot of spots that will really have any big reprieve from the wind, at least over the next several days. And again, this front will bring us the opportunity for some cooler weather and some wet weather in the areas that I've already mentioned. Friends, I do appreciate you guys. If you'd like to send me a picture or video to help tell the story, mymeteomundo@gmail.com is the easiest way to do that. Please include your name, of course, where the picture video is from. You want to give me a little description to help tell the story. I appreciate that as well. Of course, you can find us across all of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook, to go along with the email address that I just mentioned. Friends, the Meteo Mundo channel is sponsored by the leading law firm of Central Florida. They're your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. Anything that could impact you or your property, we're talking about hail, hurricanes, busted pipes, or car accidents, They can help you guys, and they'll walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. They do offer free consultations and policy reviews. Would you like more information? Please go to leanonmelaw.com. I appreciate you guys. If you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And while you're down there, again, thank you so much for liking and subscribing to Meteo Mundo. You have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'm back soon with the latest forecast across our area right here. I'll see you then, friends. Take care.